right at the beginning. You have. But these look like two giant holes to me. And the question I'm asking is, how do you explain to investors who now represent 3/4 of all the new investment money that you're not even making these guys do an audited financial statement?
Well, actually, the rule that we just finished has an annual audit in it. So it's...
A ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, a ton of news about stimulus payments, a ton of news is here for you on stimulus checks. Joe Biden can do something about this. First of all, let's get into the most important news. It's that Social Security benefits, no matter what, play a major role for your retirement and for the older Americans especially. Now, there could be big changes on the horizon. Social Security is facing a shortfall. A shortfall that could be catastrophic, that is. The program is paying out more in benefits than it's receiving from taxes. If lawmakers don't find a solution soon, things could get nasty. There are several proposals on the table. Social Security benefits are funded primarily through payroll taxes. Workers pay into the program now, and the most of the money is paid out to the retirees. So let's not forget about that right now, though. These taxes are not even enough to pay out benefits in full. Just to cover Social Security, it has been dipping into its trust funds.
We'll have to start thinking about, at least, the looming debt limit deadline. Democrats' message: political brinksmanship could drive up costs for ordinary households. A recent analysis by the center-left think tank Third Way estimated that an actual default could result in the loss of 3 million jobs, a $20,000 drop in the average retirement savings, and a $130,000 increase in the cost of a mortgage. And Republicans argue this is all fear-mongering. House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington tweeted, "Democrats and Republicans must seize this opportunity to rein in unsustainable spending and reorient the nation's fiscal trajectory before it is too late." Now, top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell was confident yesterday that the country would not face a financial crisis.
In the end, I think the important thing to remember is that America must never default on its debt. It never has and never will. But we'll end up in some kind of negotiation with the administration over what.
So both Democratic and Republican lawmakers, everybody, are negotiating on Americans receiving universal basic income payments. This is some good news. It has been announced up to $18,000 may be claimed by several people that are experiencing financial difficulties. So if you qualify for this extra stimulus check, be sure to watch this entire video because you definitely don't want to miss out on it. So the past 3 round stimulus checks have been given to people, and more and more Americans are feeling the need for universal basic income. But many lawmakers in certain states and cities are getting used to this idea. Universal basic income is a set of recurring payments that individuals get from the government. These can be paid out every month, several times a year, or just once annually. Now, this is an idea that entrepreneur Andrew Yang, who recently left the Democratic Party, centered his 2020 presidential campaign around. Now, the good news is that states across the country are beginning to implement their own relief plans that include sending out state relief payments. For a while now, Alaska has been giving its citizens checks under the Alaska Permanent Fund. The fund, which has been around since 1982, was designed to provide state residents, citizens, with a portion of state oil revenues. The Sovereign Wealth Fund pays out annual dividends to eligible citizens. To qualify, you must be an Alaska resident for at least a year, and you're not eligible for this if you've been convicted. Last year's payment went out to 643,000 citizens in Alaska. That totaled around $1,200 per person. The highest payout occurred in 2008 when the payment was around $2,000. Now more money is headed into the pockets of thousands of people who live in Chicago. The Chicago City Council yesterday approved a multi-million-dollar budget, which includes hundreds of dollars for thousands of households in the Windy City. This makes it the largest basic income pilot program in the United States. To qualify, individuals must earn less than $35,000 per year. Some free Amazon gift cards to you guys. So all you have to do is be sure to subscribe and continue watching this video because I'll be revealing the code for this free Amazon $60 free Amazon gift card. All you gotta do is just continue watching this video, and when you do redeem the Amazon gift card code, be sure to do so in the checkout aisle. Once again, folks, thank you for your support, and here is the code for the Amazon $60 Amazon free gift card. Extra money is going to be claimed right now, and the IRS has confirmed that millions of people are missing out on about $1,000. It's due to not claiming crisis-era tax credits, and it's not too late to receive this relief. And also, as we progress through the 2023 tax season, Americans have their eyes on a potential tax refund, but getting money back from the government can actually be a double-edged sword. because according to several tax experts, earning a large tax refund may mean that you give the IRS an interest-free loan throughout the course of the year, instead of putting that money to work for you in other ways. The majority of people who file a U.S. tax return from the year end up getting a refund. For the 2021 tax year, though, it involved a tax return filed in 2022. U.S. individual taxpayers logged an average federal refund of $1,800, and there's only a month left to file your federal income taxes, unless you live in Alabama, California, or Georgia. In the 8 weeks since the IRS started accepting tax returns, the agency has already processed 63 million returns and issued almost 50 million tax refunds. If you filed early, you might be wondering when you're going to get a refund. And the good news is that 90% of eligible taxpayers should get the refunds within 3 weeks of filing. Setting up direct deposit for your tax refund speeds things up quite a bit, and paper checks can take 6 to 8 weeks to arrive by the mail. The quickest way to monitor your tax refunds with the IRS was my refund page, which also lets you know if your return has been rejected because of the errors. But everybody know this, the earliest early birds who filed a tax return in January might have been frustrated to learn that by law, the IRS couldn't issue the refunds until mid-February if they claimed the earned income tax credit. Taxpayers who qualify for this credit will certainly find it to be well worth the wait when the refunds arrive much larger, and the earned income tax credit is a tax break for low to moderate income households. It's a refundable credit, which means that it can be used to reduce any tax bill you owe, and whatever is left over will come back to you as part of the refund. It's also important to remember that you can qualify for with or without children. And this credit saves 30 million taxpayers and families more than $60 million. Last year, the average earned income tax credit recipient received $2,000 from this credit. It will help so many people out, folks, and I'm glad that some people are getting the help they need in order to receive this stimulus cash, because Alabama residents could soon get a tax rebate of up to $800. The governor has also proposed a one-time tax rebate from Alabama that would give $400 to individuals and $100 to married couples, along with the one-time tax rebate from Alabama. Governors have also proposed a 2% pay raise for teachers and state employees. Now, as per the Alabama Department of Revenue, part-year residents, single residents that is, are required to file a return if their annual income is above $4,000, while Alabama residents and joint filing Alabama residents are required to file a return if their annual income is more than $10,000. Alabama has two budgets, the General Fund and the Education Trust Fund. The budget that funds education has a rare surplus of $2.8 billion, while the state's General Fund has a surplus of $350 million. And also, lawmakers debated on the proposed spending plans before arriving for the final version of this. The president has revealed his new plan to take action and address the rising cost of living for Americans. A new relief bill has been proposed that would provide eligible seniors with a $200 stimulus check. Now, while pointing to robust June jobs and numbers, falling gas prices, Joe Biden announced today that his economic program is working. During a White House event, Biden said, "Today, the Labor Department reported that we added 372,000 jobs last month. Here's why it's important. Our private sector has now recovered all the jobs lost during the crisis." Now, Friday's job report eased fears that the U.S. recession was imminent.